Hi. Today I will be reading the book named Cloud Computing. It's written by Douglas E. Kammer. So I have read a lot. There are almost uh, 18 chapters. Okay, in the book, and I have already read 12 chapters. Okay, so the whole book is divided into five parts. One is like an introductory part, saying what how did the data centers are started, how it used to be in the olden days, and how it slowly transformed to different types of cloud. And later, the book discusses the types of uh, cloud it discusses about cloud infrastructure and virtualization, how you could virtualize the computing and networking and also storage. Okay, and it also talks about containers. Okay, how the containers are created from operating system perspective, and how they work internally. Okay, it doesn't go too depth, or it doesn't go too depth. It explains in a sufficient manner. Okay, so there isn't much about practical. Like, it doesn't show any examples about practical much. But yeah, book is mostly revolves around theoretical stuff. Okay, so, and in the part three, it talks about automation and orchestration, like how these containers could be automated. Okay, in the chapter four, like, it talks about cloud programming paradigms. One is MapReduce. You would have already heard of MapReduce. When you have here a lot of data and you want to process it, like if your algorithm could be designed in such a way that it could be operated independently in multiple clusters. The data can be processed parallelly. In that case, you could use MapReduce. So, like, talks about how what are the existing implementations of MapReduce. There is one open source implementation called Hadoop, written in Java, and they mostly even though the backend is written in Java, clients can simply use what data to map and what to reduce it to at the end. So that's so you could write in your own language. Okay, so that's one paradigm, and other paradigm is the microservices thing. Okay, so I will read the summary, okay, and explain it to you in a 5 minutes. You could also pick up the book. Okay, you could buy it on Amazon, or as EPDF, or hard print. Yeah, and keep reading in parallel, and I will come back. Okay, after reading, and explain the summary. And then we will directly go to the chapter named Controller Based Management Software, which is chapter 13. I am also yet to read that book. Okay. Coming to the summary of microservices chapter, like, so whenever you have a huge monolithic software, like I also work on a monolithic software. Okay, so if you see, take a look at Go Ethereum. It used to be like a monolithic previously. Like you used to have consensus execution, okay, and validator stuff. Everything as a single repo. If you see, so that is what a monolithic means. Later, what they did is they tried to separate the consensus separately, and execution and storage separately. Okay, so, and you know, like how they communicate, they either use some sort of rest model, like request response, or streaming models, like grpc. Some applications can use both of them depending on the what would be appropriate for the feature, okay, or the scenario, okay. So later they divided it into like so that Go Ethereum, which does execution and stores the actual data, is still in the Golang. So they separated the. So previously, consensus used to be in proof of work. So they later came up with a proof of stake approach, and people can write in whatever language they want, okay, so that when they do into microservices, okay, so whatever suits the efficiency or other approaches, like coding related preferences, okay. So there, some people wrote in Rust, some people wrote in Golang, okay. So they could choose their own, and the both software could sit apart, or could sit in the same machine as well. Like the problem with the problem with microservices is like when two software run separately, they need to communicate on the network, which causes a delay in terms of like a in magnitude of 100 milliseconds at least, okay. So if they are sitting too far, and in case if it is a monolithic operation, like they just sit as modules, they could speak within few nanoseconds, okay. Bit, they can call a function or something, but whereas when they sit as microservices, they need to make a request and get the response. So they usually prefer http for that, okay. And so this is all, like there are some applications, it seems like I haven't worked on microservices, but it seems there are applications where there are thousands of microservices. So there might be like this, okay. So you might not need one part of module at all. Some part of module might be used only for reading, okay. So there is no updating, okay. So in that case, you could separate it, because like it is the most used one. People generally search, okay, and if you see on Amazon and Flipkart, than people who buy it. So we could separate payment module and browsing module, okay. So like that, you could keep on doing, and but there is like you should not do too much. So what the book says, like you should not divide the application into too much granularity, okay. So there should be balanced approach, okay. You should not have huge monolithic, nor too much broken down microservices, okay. So there should be and sometimes you don't even need microservices, okay, because there are potential advantages and disadvantages for both approaches. As I have told, there is a latency thing involved in microservices thing, and that's one thing. And he also talks, there are like some people came up with frameworks, okay, to work with microservices easily, okay. So you could write the microservices easily without bothering about automation aspects. Like you don't need to worry about like scaling your microservice. Okay, so the framework would do it for you. And so there are multiple software. You could search for them. So they call service mesh software. Okay, and there is a problem like circular dependencies, so that could arise. Okay, so and they are so rare to find. Okay, so which is a difficult thing, so you should be so careful to avoid circular dependencies. Okay, maybe it might happen when you are writing too many microservices. Like, yeah, if something is supposed to happen rarely, yeah, it would happen one day. Cool. We'll go to the next chapter. Okay, so that is a controller based management software. Okay, so we'll read and summarize maybe one page after another. Yeah, that should be good enough. Okay, or each sub chapter. Okay, yeah.